Now, sports coverage in the Panhandle spirit with Lee Baker.
Hello, everyone. Cowboys coach Jason Garrett is getting second-guessed by a lot of folks over his moves the past 2 weeks. Among those getting picky, owner Jerry Jones. Yesterday, JJ criticized the coach for being too conservative against New England, a field goal instead of a TD. Just last week, Jones questioned why Garrett wasn't more conservative to protect a lead.
The most important thing that we're trying to do as coaches is to put our players in a position to be successful, and hopefully in doing that we give ourselves the best chance to win, and we always make our decisions based on that, and execution is a big part of it. So we go back and evaluate the calls, we go back and evaluate how we executed those situations, those individual plays, and we go forward. We're very process oriented. There are a lot of things that you do in a win that you don't like very much. There's some things that you do in a loss that are actually pretty good.
At 2-3, the Cowboys will host St. Louis this week. The Houston Texans, another loss, are 3-3, will now meet division rival Tennessee. West Texas A&M football team's coming off a tough loss to Abilene Christian, the first LSC defeat and the first loss since the opening game of the season. WT gave up too many big plays in a defeated game they could have won.
Well, anytime you get explosive plays out of a team, whether it be in special teams or offense or defense, well, a lot of times that makes a difference in a ball game. And it did in this one. This is an evenly played ball game, with the exception of they had 3 or 4 big plays, and we basically had none, in terms of offensive big plays, 30 yards or more as a run or a pass.
The Buffs have dropped to 24th in this week's D2 poll, and after a one-year hiatus, the wagon wheel game is back. That's good. The Buffs will host Eastern New Mexico Saturday night. In the aftermath of that crash in Las Vegas yesterday and the death of IndyCar driver Dan Weldon, lots of folks in and out of racing with lots to say. 5-time NASCAR champion Jimmy Johnson once only wanted to win the Indy 500. He thinks the open-wheel cars don't belong on ovals.
Why we run restrictor plates is so the cars stay on the ground. And it doesn't matter the type of race car. If it's off the ground, you cannot control it in an accident. And those cars are going so fast and get airborne frequently on ovals that I wouldn't run them on ovals. And there's just no need to. Those cars are fantastic for street circuits, for road courses. The ovals at those speeds, you can't control a vehicle when it's off the ground. And there's very little crumple zone around the driver. And then obviously it's an open cockpit. And then you add open wheels. I mean, you're just creating situations to get the car off the ground at a high rate of speed. And you can't control the car when it's off the ground.
By the way, back in April of 2001, when the open-wheel kart series was supposed to run at Texas Motor Speedway, drivers then complained of dizziness and disorientation during 2 days of practice. They were going so fast, in excess of 230 miles per hour, with the possibility of drivers blacking out on the track. That race was canceled. Yesterday, the Indy cars are reaching near those speeds at Vegas. All right, a couple of final notes. The WT women's volleyball team remains 14th in the weekly national poll, and Amarillo Bulls forward Brooks Bailey is named the 3rd star this week in the NAHL. 3 goals, 2 assists for him in the Bulls' weekend win. So, congratulations.
And I just read that the Rangers are so stacked for Game 1, Nelson Cruz is going to bat 7th in that lineup. There's a lot of offense going with that.
Let's hope somebody has some pitching sometime, though.
How about 7 home runs in 7 games?
Yeah, that's good.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's good.
Wonderful. All right. Steve Kirsch is back after the break with a look at that windy forecast. Stay with us.